Hey guys, this is Comic Uno, and today I'm doing a review for Teen Wolf, so let's talk about this episode. This is the season finale, or mid-season finale of the show. It's returning sometime in January, my guess is. It's going to be returning for the winter. I didn't have the chance to watch Wolf Watch yet. I think there's a Wolf Watch episode after this. Hopefully they'll give us some more tidbits. But I wanted to talk about this episode, and sorry it's a little bit late. I think it's either, depending on when it uploads, a day late or just really late at night that I'm uploading this review. But of course I wanted to talk about the mid-season finale. There's so much to happen here. So with this episode, we get to see Theo's real motives, who he is. Of course, no one thought that he was a hero, unless, people thought he was a red herring, but no one thought he was a good guy. And, it's just revealed here that he's definitely not a good guy. And he's the original Chimera, and he wants Lydia, Styles, Malia, all for him to be the alpha of that pack. As the episode goes on, he realizes, okay, this is not going to happen, because he pits Liam and Scott to fight each other, and Liam ends up killing Scott, well, almost killing Scott, and he's like, oh, of course Liam's not going to finish the job, because Mason actually comes in time and says, hey, Hayden's dead, so Hayden dies here, and Melissa actually saves Scott from dying, because Theo kills Scott. There's actually a lot of deaths in this episode. We have Hayden who dies, Scott who dies, and also seems like Sheriff Stilinski, but he kind of dies off screen, so we really don't have a final moment with that, so I thought that was weird. Other stories going on, Kira did not come back, but we do get to see Derek's girlfriend, so that was pretty close. Kind of close to an old character coming back. Maybe Derek next half of the season, who knows, let's hope. And then we have Malia's mom, who didn't show up this episode, but there's definitely more tidbits on her that, she wants Malia dead, so that's going to be a big arc for the next half of the season. And then we also have Lydia, who is just kind of in the middle of all this. Theo wanting her to obviously join his pack, but also just kind of seeing what's going on with Parrish, finally getting a name for him, the Hellhound, I'm pretty sure it was called. And then Lydia finding out in the end that Theo has a new pack, and he resurrects all the Chimeras, including Hayden, and we'll see if they're any different. But they'll be joining Theo's pack. And then we get a small glimpse of the Dread Doctors in the end. There's some weird painting that I'm guessing next season or next half of the season we'll find out exactly what that painting means. But since there was a lot to talk about, sorry, it's a big summary for this review. Let's talk about the actual episode, the good and the bad. Just want to talk about the bad first, because there's not a lot of bad, but it's always disappointing with a finale, because, you have to wait so long for the next episode and more answers. And I thought this episode had a lot of answers, which was good, but a lot of hanging plots also. Exiting Akira so quickly, not really having a conclusion of this half of the season. Lydia's mom, which was a big one for me, because I'm a huge Lydia fan. Still not really knowing what's up with her. I was kind of disappointed we didn't really get a glimpse of her. Lydia not honestly being used enough here. There's a big build-up throughout this whole season of her learning how to fight, and she was a total damsel in this episode. She was really used this episode, and I thought we were kind of done with that side of Lydia being used, but she was just kind of used again with Theo, just being the person there to see all this. So I thought that was disappointing that she didn't really fight back, and she learned a lot about that, and I thought we were going to see more of that journey, so that was a bit disappointing. And also not seeing the sheriff's death, whatever it's gonna be. I guess it's his death, I don't know, or just being really badly hurt, is kind of a shame. They just didn't have time to see that scene. We didn't really get to see much with that. Those are really the only negatives for the episode, though. Positives, a ton. Just a positive of this this entire season is that I really liked that the pack was kind of separated. Of course, I love seeing the friendship, but I feel like it was kind of needed, because all these characters really had their own arcs because of it. They really had their own focused stories, like Malia with her mom, Styles with him killing somebody and not really knowing what place he's in because he's just a human. Lydia learning how to fight. Kira leaving. Liam finding love. Everyone really had their own story separated from Scott, and I thought that was actually a really good thing. I thought that was something different for the show and really made these characters even more developed. So that's something I really, really enjoyed. And you know, it was upsetting that we got to see Hayden die because I was like, oh, I want to see more of her, and we actually are going to see more of her. So I was like, yes, they actually, you know, had character development for her for a reason. But yeah, this was definitely the episode of answers. Like I was saying, we learned what Parrish is, and I really love that scene between Parrish and Lydia, where Lydia's, you know, Parrish like discussing to Lydia that, you know, how does it feel to know what you finally are? Which, as a fandom, you know, as a Teen Wolf fandom's like, it took forever to learn who Lydia is, and Lydia's like, honestly, I'm kind of less scared because I finally know who I am, and I really enjoyed that discussion. At least we got some Banshee-ness there. I feel like we need more stuff about Banshees. I want to see how she got that power in the beginning of the season. Hopefully we'll get to explore that next half of the season. But the most powerful scene of this episode, probably one of the most powerful scenes of the series, was between Scott and Melissa. Just a wonderful moment where Scott dies, and this just shows the development of this show. What I love about this show is character development. But Melissa, you know, when she found out that Scott was a werewolf, she freaked. She was definitely not accepting, and then, you know, that's the moment where she sees her son dies, and he's like, I want you to roar, you're an alpha, you have to do this, and just being so proud of her son, of who he is. Really love that moment, and it just, I thought she was the perfect person to be there. Yes, there could have been a great moment with Stiles and Scott if that happened, but what I love about the show also is, yes, the character development, but also, the use of the parents in this show, and I guess that's why I was upset that we didn't see Lydia's mom's story kind of concluded here, or at least continue, because that's what I love about this kind of teen show. Usually teen shows make the parents stupid or just not utilize them, and here they're part of the plot. They are part of the story and the important parts of the story, and that's proven with Melissa's scene here. And you know, that's why it's a little upsetting that Sheriff Stilinski might not be around, because I think that's a really strong part of the show that many teen shows do not do. So that was just so powerful. Good fights here. I really love the fight between Liam and Scott, because half the fight was just Scott being normal because he had the wolfsbane in him. So I thought that was really, really cool and something different, because usually it's always werewolf out. Let's fight, you know, the strongest we can. But it was here, Scott being normal and Liam being the werewolf. I thought that was really cool because we always had the final fight of him being alpha and, you know, all out there, so that was something different. Really excited to see where Malia's story goes. I really, really like that they brought to the table about her being a coyote, a were-coyote. I feel like her, you know, being Coyote for how long she was, they haven't really brought that back because there just hasn't been time. And here, where Theo says, oh, that's why she trusts me right away, because I'm a coyote too, half coyote, whatever, because he's Chimera. And then she's like, oh, how did you do that? So she's kind of interested of, like, kind of turning back into a coyote and then going back to her home. I thought that was a really strong part, which I wish they had more time to flesh out, but I think next half of the season is definitely going to be a big Malia season, which I'm happy, because Malia is becoming one of my favorite characters too. And let's hope a Lydia season, because I want to see her become that strong character we see in Eichen House. But yeah, really, really good season finale. A lot of answers, which is great. And then again, like I said, there's only minor negatives for the episode. I think this was actually a better finale than last season's finale, 100%. Just a lot of emotion this season. Very, very well done season of breaking down these characters. So that's my opinion. Of course, I'll have more Teen Wolf reviews when it does return in the winter. Hope you guys enjoyed. This is Comic Uno. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Don't forget to like my Facebook page. Also, description below, there's links from my comic book, Like Father, Like Daughter. And don't forget to like the Facebook page of Like Father, Like Daughter. I'll see you guys later.